So today we're making projects with cardboard from toilet paper rolls. So projects for smaller kids and also for bigger kids or adults, as you can see in the back here too. So we're going to start off like every other video with the projects for the smaller kids. So example, the pig that I just showed you. So it can be painted just with regular paint or acrylic paint. For the ears, I used some more cardboard from another roll that I cut up to make the ears. I used some little eyes that I had here and a button for the nose and a pipe cleaner for the tail. So now, let's say if you don't have all those materials at home, you can still make all these projects, or most of them anyways. So example, if you don't have the eyes, you can make your eyes either by using a Sharpie or permanent marker or just a regular marker and making a circle and then making the black circle and then just leaving a little part white to have like a sparkle in the eye. Or you can make it with paint. You just have the paint, the white paint, and then the black paint and have the little white dot in the middle again just to have that magic in the eyes. So it's easily made even if you don't have the googly eyes. I had some, so I used them, but you don't have to have them to do these projects. So also for the tail, example, if you don't have pipe cleaners, you could use either, let's say if you had ribbon, you can just curl your ribbon and have that for the tail. Also, this is red, so and usually it would be pink, but you can have the color you want. You decide what you're doing. The pig could be purple or it could be blue. It's up to you. Use your imagination and you work with what you have and you have fun and you create. So you could also, if you had pink paper or if you have white paper and you have pencils, color pencils or markers to color it, you could just cut up a strip, curl it, and that could be the pig's tail. So again, use your imagination with the material you have. There's all sorts of recycled material, like I gave you the list on the first video, that you can save and that you can do different stuff with. If you have also, you can use felt to decorate, or you can use tissue paper to decorate with the different colors. Again, whatever material you have. So to give you also different ideas on what to do. Example, if you want, you could illustrate different stories or your comic, like your favorite characters. So example, if I wanted to do the story of the Three Little Pigs, so I could do a wolf also. So I'm going to set this pig down. So the wolf, what I did is I did again some other cardboard to do the ears and a little piece to do the tail. But the mouth, the beak, instead, what I did is I cut it out from the inside. Okay, so I lifted it up and I folded it a little bit so that it gives a little bit of that 3-dimension. So that gives you an idea. And again, I used the googly eyes, but you could do that with paint easily. So that's an idea. So you could do different characters from different stories that you know. You could also, I have another sample here that I did of a caterpillar. So again, use your imagination. I used one big eye and one small one to make him funny. And even the antennas, there's one longer one and one smaller one. So it's whatever you want to do. I painted the inside yellow and the outside green to have an effect again on that part. So it's whatever you think of and imagine. You can even do monsters. So they can have whatever they want. It can be 3 eyes. It can be 4 ears. Whatever your imagination wants to do. So you could also, when my kids were small, often the projects they would make, they would play with them a lot. So here's a ninja. So this ninja could be used, I just used a straw that I colored, just a regular straw that I colored with a permanent marker for his stick. So this ninja could, because the ninjas are quick to hide, you could just, okay, play, let's say the ninja's gonna hide and you're gonna find it. So whoever's hiding it can go with the warm and cold theory, like when a person gets close to where it is, they can say, oh, you're warm, or you're hot, or no, you're cold, so they're further away. So this can become a game also, or just to play with the different characters. So I also didn't finish this one, but started a shark. So I painted one side so that you could see. So this one, what I did is, first of all, I pressed it down, cut out for the mouth. Now the part that I cut out, half of it was used for the tail, and another part was used for the fin on top. And for the teeth, I just took a piece of paper, cut out, and glued it inside to make the teeth. So the eyes, it could be a big, big eye to make him funny. Or it could be a small one. And again, you could do it with paint. You don't have to have the eyes. So it gives you different samples of what you can do. And you can use your imagination. The pig, I could have put a really big nose if I wanted. I had a big button, or I had a tiny one. I just found this one looked best, and that's what I picked. But you pick whatever you want. So again, you can use like toilet paper rolls or paper towel rolls also. So this would be a telescope. Sorry. So the kids will be able to play a lot with this. Even you can make the binoculars. And then you just have a string on it. So when they go for the walk next time outside, they can search for some stuff with these binoculars. So that gives you another sample. So, okay. Oh, so you can also use these to wrap some little gifts in, or some little, let's say if you're doing some clues for a treasure hunt. The clues could be hidden inside. So what you do is you just push these down on each side. And then you can decorate it. I just did these with Crayola markers. You could do it even with pencil, color crayons, or you know, whichever. You can do it with paint also, whatever you'd like to decorate it with. So they can become to wrap something in. Also, by pushing down the same way on the top, that part can become ears. So this owl, what I did is I just used a permanent marker on there. No paint. So even if you don't have paint, you can do some projects that are really nice. I like this one just this way. I'd consider it finished. I wouldn't even add more color. You could, but you don't have to. You could add two, you could just do it with a red marker, or two tones. You could use like a red and a blue, or whatever you want. It really could be varied, and it's really nice, even though it's really simple. So that's another idea for a project. Okay, now I'm going to put this over here to give me some room. So what I did is I just took some regular glue and put it onto this cover. And I'm just going to grab this over here. So for this cardboard, for this project, I just used a pizza box cover of a uncooked pizza. But it can be cardboard from a cereal box, a granola bar, even a tissue box, just a cardboard itself to do this project. Just a thin cardboard. You can do it on paper, but I find it's a little bit better if you have it like a little cardboard underneath. So what you do is first you plan your project. So let's say if I'm going to make a flower. So I decide how I would put my pieces. Okay, so I'm planning it out a little bit. And then this could be done with any age kids. So you just put the cardboard. First of all, to cut them, what I did is I took a ruler and I marked so that they would be all the same size. I marked so that they would be all the same size. Now, if it's the kids cutting them out and they're not the same size, it's okay. It's still going to be nice. But if you want them precise, what I do is I just put little lines so then when I cut it out, it's a little bit easier to have the same size. So then I plan out my project on my cardboard. And then when I put it into the glue, I make sure to have it underneath. And then I take my next one. And then I put it where I want it. And my next one. And there. So I'm not going to hold this too long because the glue's not dry and it might slide down, but it gives you an idea of what else you could do. Now, the glue, some of these, I did use the glue gun to do them because it was quicker for me to do. But you can do it if you don't have a glue gun and you want the smaller kids to do it all themselves. They can do it with this white glue, or you can even tape. Use some just tape to tape it on. If the glue, if it's something and you don't want to have to wait for too long for it to dry, sometimes what I'll do, first of all, let's say if I'm putting this one on top and it's going to fall down if I just leave it with the white glue. What I can do is you can just use clothespins from hanger for clothes and pin it down so that it holds it there, because these ones are going to stay side by side in glue, but this one on top, it might slide down. So I would just pin it so that it would stay. Or while I'm holding it, while the glue's drying, I can use a hairdryer to dry the glue up a little bit faster. So then you can keep going with your project without waiting that long. So that's another trick if ever you want. So this project here, I have one that's all done up. So what you can do, you can cut up the cardboard afterwards. You can even cut it really closer. And then you can paint it. You can paint it, or you can color it with colored crayons or Crayola markers, whatever you have at home to color it with, to put the color. So that gives you samples. And it doesn't have to be a flower. I've seen some kids do flames and have the color inside the pieces. I've seen a scenery like with a moon and a sun and some clouds and some trees. It can be whatever you want. Again, this becomes like your pencil or your paintbrush to create with. You're drawing with it. You're doing whatever you want. So you use your imagination. Also, like this here is the ears of an owl, but it can be the ears of a dog. It can be the ears of a monkey. It can be whatever you want. Any animal can be done this way. Anything that you imagine can be done with these cylinders. So I'm just going to put this underneath here. And then I'm going to go a little bit more complex. So I'm going to start with this one. So this flower, what I did is, first of all, I planned it out. I planned it out at first. And I glued it with the glue gun because it's faster to do. So you just put a little bit of glue, put the two pieces together. And I just put a little bit of pressure so that it holds. And then you can keep doing your flower. So the first one I did has more pieces on it, and then the front one I did has less pieces. And then this middle one, I just cut one of these up, curled it around my pencil or crayon, and then glued it together to do the middle of the flower. So for the leaves on the side, I just shaped it different, and I just used a wooden stick to have it hold. So that gives you an idea of a type of flower you can make. So now this next one. This one, what I did to start off, for the middle, right here, I cut a piece of the toilet paper cardboard, and then I didn't go all the way to the end, but I cut all little parts all the way around, and then I twirled it all the way around small to make this middle part. And my stick with the glue gun in the middle, the leaves the same way. But for this part, instead of having it this way, what I did is I flattened this part out a little bit, put my glue on this part, and stuck it onto that part on the side this way. And then I held the pressure on there until it dried up a little bit. So at first I put, I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I went in between and put some more. So I could even probably go in and even put more in there and add. But I found this was really nice. So again, this could be painted or it could be just colored with pencils. I left it this way so that you would really see that it was made with the toilet paper rolls, because I seen some painted, and at first when I looked, it was like, that's not made with paper towel, like toilet paper rolls, because it didn't. But I really wanted you to see how it was really with the cardboard. So that's for the flowers. So if you have, I just stuck them on a foam, but if you had a whole bunch of these, it would really be a nice bouquet. So I'm just going to put these back here. And then I'm going to go with this one. So when I did this one, again, I planned it out. So I set up with all my pieces, the same height, same thickness. So I marked all my pieces. And I really planned out how I was going to do it first. So these pieces that are here, I did them the same way. I cut it open. I curled it with my pencil to have different parts. So in the middle, I put pearls. And I also added sparkle on the flower in the middle. So these are like a flower and the leaves. The black, I painted it with a spray paint, because you could have painted it with a brush, but it would have taken a long time. And I find when it's something intricate like this, it's just easier to just spray paint it. I just used a can of black that I had here already to have it all the same color. It could have been blue, it could have been red, it could have been whatever color you want. But I find it's really nice with the black. So again, you can see it more. So I'm going to put that back here. So I seen some done like that were really even more intricate than this. It could be like a wreath. So it was like all different flowers all the way around. Some, it was the shape of a heart. So again, this becomes your pencil or your tool to draw, your brush, or that you're creating whatever you want. You can make a face of an animal if you want. You can make whatever you want. You can have them this shape, or you can have them all curled. You can have all these this size, this way, and you could have something interesting done with this. It's the finishing at the end that's really, really nice. So it becomes there's no limit. The limit is your imagination. So you just try to create whatever your imagination goes. So I'm just going to set up for another final project that you can do. So I'm just going to go get my stuff. Okay. So the toilet paper roll can also become a tool that you can use to do some painting. So I did this project. This is the small kids can do this really easily. I just used colored paper, but if you don't have it, you can just use white paper, or you can even do, if you have a canvas, you can even do a background on the canvas and then do this on top. So I'm just gonna do it with this. So I did it. I'm just gonna add some paint. So what I do is I just put some paint on a cover. And then to have the paint on there, because this dried up already, so I'm turning it on to have the paint on most of the pieces. But when you're doing it here, it's okay to turn while you have it there. But when you're doing this, the painting, like the stamp, you don't want to turn once you're there. This is really going to be like a, you get up, bring it, you can turn a little bit, but you're not turning once you're on the paper. So I'm going to put some yellow on this one also. And then I'm just going to add the paint for this color. So you can also do like a two-tone, like two colors in one. So if I add the red onto the yellow on the pink paper, it really does like a different effect on top. You could add 3 or 4 colors if you want. I find it's nice with two different colors, because if it comes with there's too much, it's like too much color. So again, this can be like a flower, but it can also be like fireworks. I find it's almost like a firework effect. So I'm gonna add then I'm gonna go yellow on top of that one and yellow on top of this one. Or I'm gonna put 3 just so you can see here how it goes. And this is also nice, a good technique to do dandelions when they're all white and ready to fly away. So you have the white on black is beautiful. Even like a dark blue, or if you have a canvas and you do your paint first, and then you do this, and then you use Q-tips to do the middle part. And you can have the little ones that are flying away also. It's really, really nice. So I'm just going to show you. So you can make 2, or you can even make like a 3rd one. I find it nice too. I just don't want to. So when it's one that's like coming out, so let's say it doesn't have to be the whole thing. So the 3rd one's like coming off of the page. I find that's really nice. So it gives you another example of what you can do with toilet paper rolls. So again, the limit is really just your imagination. You can do the binoculars and use them to play with. It can be like the wolf with sticking out. It can be just simple like the owl, or it can be complex like this, or the flowers. So again, the only limit is your imagination. So next time, we're going to be making papier-mâché. So we'll make the glue ourselves with just a little bit of flour and water on the stove up to a boil to have the glue. And you're going to need newspaper, and you're also going to need some foil or different things for the structure, if depending on what you want to do, because I'm going to show you again simpler projects for the smaller kids, but more complex also for older or even adults. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. So I'll see you next time. Bye.